Good afternoon. How are you all doing? Yes, great. Actually, I knew all of you last 3 weeks time. I was at my hometown festival season with the family. I'm sorry I was not able to part of the last 3 weeks, even though I'm part of the XCOM, but I was not able to do my best. But I hope that I'll do from here onwards. Thank you for cooperation and welcome to Medley meeting number 704. I'm sorry. There are some ground rules that we have to follow. Please switch off your mobile phones or put them in silent mode. I'll give a few seconds to do that. And second, do not talk about sex, religion, politics during this meeting. Toastmasters International is a near-century-old organization helping its members to grow in the area of public speaking and leadership abilities. As per the mission of Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Without further ado, I would like to call the person who will take this meeting forward. He is a Toastmaster since 2009 and looking every opportunity to refine his leadership and communication skill. Let's put hand together to welcome Mr. Saravanan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatpalli. Good afternoon. How are you all doing? Excellent. Thank you. And with that happy note, I declare the meeting number 704. Two times. Yeah, 2 times. Okay. Fine. So I welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. Founder member DTM Sampath Saurarajan, DTM Guru Prasad Patnavan, DTM Thomas Abraham. Thank you for joining. And our former division director, Toastmaster Kalyan. Thank you. I can see few guests who have joined today's meeting. Let us introduce the guests first. Yeah, yourself. Can you come over here and introduce yourself, please? Yeah, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nishana. This is my second session here. I attended the last session as well. I have a chartered accountancy background and I'm a co-founder of Workline. It's a IT firm, IT tech firm. We are into the HRMS tech space. I'm here to explore the Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you for coming and please, this thing is open.
Hi guys, my name is Suresh. I'm currently a student at Anna University doing my mechanical, and it is my first session in Toastmasters.
Definitely, this is not your first session. You will come very often after seeing the discussions. Okay. Right. Then anybody else? Yeah, please. Hello everyone, I'm Pranay. I've just shifted to Chennai just 2 days before, and I was part of Santa Cruz Toastmasters for around 2 years now. But over there, it was an online setting where we used to have calls on Zoom, and my priority was to have something on offline because I think the body language and the way you stand, it makes much more difference than just this the burst of which you see in the Zoom. So this has been a priority for me, and I think this is a very good chance for me to explore these things. And I think it's a versatile thing because I was in Mumbai till now, but being in Chennai, I think it'd be a good thing to explore. Thank you. And you brought a very important point, right? So that's one of the reasons why we have come out of these online meetings. We are having offline meetings here. Well, do you think the words we utter have power?
Yes.
Yes. Correct. Last time,
we had 4 guests who joined. And one of the guests mentioned that he has learned 8 different languages. Do you remember?
Yes.
Okay, good. What did I say?
You learn body language also here.
Excellent, excellent. That's what I told. Okay. And the spur of the moment I mentioned that you will learn body language in this session as well. When I went to my home and I was seeing the recording, I was seeing only the body language because the mic was muted at that time. So the words have power. And before that meeting, we recorded, but without the camera on. So for the past 2 meetings, we don't have the recording. But I am sure you have gathered those thoughts in your heart, which is the much bigger recording. So for today, we have 2 recordings. One is through Zoom, another one for the audience. And then contingency, I have got my mobile also. I hope today we will have 3 recordings at least. And we will put that in YouTube for sure. Okay. Having said that, tomorrow is a very important day. I am sure Dr. Anuradha would have seen what is important day today. So that's why I'm saying what is important tomorrow. Excellent. Yeah, we have our area contest. And 4 of our Medley members are part of those area contests. I wish them all the very best. And I wish them to go to the next level as well. That is the division contest that is happening on when? Excellent. 27th November. I know you are the chair, so you know when the next level is. And I'm sure you are preparing for that next level also, right? Okay, fine. So the important thing here is by tomorrow, we have to give the names of who all would be part of those division level contests. That means if you are willing to be part of those division level contests as a role player, please provide your names. And important thing, where is it happening? Fort Sholingalur, GTBC. I know the place very well. So if you want some inspiration, please let me know. I will show you where it is. Okay. So that is another important thing. That's going to be a hybrid meeting as well. The next important thing. Last week, I was looking for an SUV. So I was looking for various shops as well as dealers. I was calling them and I asked for test drives. Finally got some dealer saying that, okay, I have got your test drive vehicle outside of your home. So I went out and I was surprised because that sales representative who was bringing that vehicle was cleaning that vehicle, was dusting the vehicle. I was surprised because I had never seen a test vehicle that is spick and span. Normally, the sales executives say like, okay, this is a test drive vehicle, so it is not clean and all those stuffs. But that person took care of that vehicle and said that I want the customers to be happy. I want the customer experience to be good. And that is one of the main reasons I'm dusting this vehicle. I was really, really very impressed. And that I say is leadership. That is service leadership. For us also, there is an opportunity to show our leadership. That is through service leadership or servant leadership that we call in Toastmasters. That is part of being in the XCOM. So there is an opportunity now. Please be participating of the elections. And I'm sure that many people have given their names for the elections. But please be ensuring that be part of those elections or be part of the subcommittees where you learn more about service leadership or servant leadership. That is very important in your professional as well as in your personal life. This is a very good opportunity. Don't miss that. Having said that, I'm saying having said that quite a few times, I'm sure because the counter or the grammarian will not notice that because this is a presidential speech. Okay. Now, to take the meetings forward, we have Toastmaster of the days, right? The Toastmaster of the day sticks to the agenda, ensures that the meeting starts and ends on time, tracks every agenda items to ensure that everything goes on smoothly without any issues. For this meeting, we have a person who is not part of XCOM, but does the XCOM rules or like willingly takes up multiple roles without any qualms. And this person is an energetic person, brimming with new ideas and confidence. And it's an infectious personality, I would say. Please put your hands to welcome Toastmaster Jagan.
Thank you, Saran. I'm sorry if I look shabby because I'm coming from the beach and I didn't see a mirror here. I couldn't see a mirror in the washroom. So I'm sorry, please bear with me. Thank you. So if I look shabby to you, you can close your eyes. All that matters is what comes out of my mouth. Oh, today's theme is magic in the mundane. I want to know what mundane means to you all. Just one word. Let's take 5 people. Sharon, what does mundane mean? Okay. Thank you. Regular stuff. Let's say Sandhya, what mundane means? Boring. What mundane means? Okay. I forgot my pen. Okay, so we have 3 things. One is the regular stuff, and the other, I'm not taking prescription, but I'm just noting it down. Boring. One more. Let's say, Renu, what mundane means? Ordinary. Ordinary. So, reason I asked definitions is because I don't know what the definition of mundane is. I've gathered the definition of mundane through experiences. So if I go to Google, it does not give me the same definition that I have in my mind. So that's why when Anuradha asked me, what is the meaning of mundane? I didn't know, to be very honest. I'm not going to act as the grammarian of it. I don't know what's the meaning of mundane. But I mentioned it's worldly, ordinary, it's irregular, it's boring. It's boring too. These are the definitions of mundane. Now, I will start introducing our Toastmaster of the day, who will be on stage with 3 questions: what they are proud of, what they are proud of in Toastmasters, and what mundane, monotonous thing that they find magic in. So, what is that one thing that I find magic in? Something so ordinary, something so boring, something so worldly, something so regular. I have read something. So I want to take you all to a journey that my mother took. She went on a pilgrimage trip back in July for 15 days, which means I take care of the home. The home is mine. Now, as we all know, a house becomes a home when there is some human in it. If there is no human in it, it's just cement and brick. What makes it home? Isn't it mundane, worldly, regular, boring, ordinary stuff that we do that makes a house into a home? We have to pick up the garbage. That's so mundane, that's so ordinary. We have to wash our clothes. That's so mundane, that's so ordinary. We have to clean, mop the house. We have to wash the utensils. We have to cook. Wake up every day in the morning at 6 a.m. Start cooking. That's so mundane, ordinary. But if not for these things, a house does not become a home. It just stays as a cement and mortar. I'm the magic in the mundane. We are all magic in the mundane. Because if not, our parents chose not to do these mundane things, where would we have been? If not, your mother or your father, whoever does cooking at your home, if not, they decided not to include a cereal in your food, how malnutrition we would have been. Just a small bit of, I don't know the word for these cereals in English. So I know it says Thorambarpu, Pythambarpu, Ulthambarpu. So if they decided that after I'll do some rasam or whatever, what will happen? So all these mundane things, they are all magic in the mundane. If not for that, we think success to be so huge. I have to accomplish, I have to do this, I have to do that. But every day for the last 34 years, my mother has woken up at 6 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. My father would wake up at 4:30. My mother would wake up at 6 a.m. Every day my mother would go into the kitchen, start doing the mundane things. If not for that, I'm not here. Isn't that the magic? That is the magic. The fact that there must be somebody doing the mundane for us to go out and achieve the extraordinary things. It's only these ordinary things that enable these extraordinary things. I will carry on with the theme that we have today. But before that, I'd like to introduce you to the structure of today's meeting. Any Toastmasters meeting for that. Like this is the mundane, ordinary stuff that happens in any Toastmasters meeting. Is that you have a prepared speech section where the members, only the members of the club, they prepare speeches according to a pathway, according to a project manual, and deliver it. So that is the prepared speech section. The second section is the table topics section, where we have a table topic master who will give us impromptu topics, choose people from the audience to deliver the impromptu. The third is the evaluation section, where the general evaluator, along with his team, both quantitative and qualitative team, come in front of us and deliver their evaluation. Now, every Toastmaster of the day, reiterates the same thing every meeting. What is the structure of the meeting? But what if a new guest comes in that they don't understand it at all? That's the magic here. To invite the general evaluator today, as I said, I asked them 3 questions, all of them, what they are proud of in life, what they are proud of in Toastmasters, and what is one Monday monotonous thing that they find magic. The general evaluator today is proud of the education that was provided to him. Is proud in Toastmasters, he's proud of the diversified friendships that he is getting. And one mundane thing that he finds magic in is arranging the bed every morning and making tea for himself. What it does, the magic that it does for him is that it gives him an orderliness and sets the tone for the entire day. Let us put our hands together for the general evaluator, Rajesh.
Thank you, TMOD, for this nice introduction. For a mundane introduction, you have given, magic. So this, waking up from bed, then arranging the bed and all. It's a mundane activity, but it has some effect, in the day. Thank you. Good afternoon, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As a G, my role is to evaluate everything that takes place in the meeting. Everything that happens and that does not happen. To help me in doing this, I have 2 teams supporting me. One is qualitative team, other is the quantitative team. So the qualitative team consists of the evaluators who will evaluate the prepared speeches and will provide constructive feedback. The quantitative team will help the speakers to manage their time, flow, and language. Now I'll call upon the quantitative team, that is the tag team. T for timer, A for accountant, and G for grammarian, to come here and explain the rules. May I request timer Venkatpalli to please come and explain your roles and responsibilities.
Good afternoon once again. As a timer, I will time the table talk sessions, common speeches, and evaluations. I will also alert the speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denotes the specific times remaining. For table topic, 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And other speeches, at 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. Sorry, 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. and 7 minutes I will raise the red card. And individual evaluations, at 2 minutes I will raise the green card, at 2 minutes 30 seconds I will raise the yellow card, and at 3 minutes I will raise the red card. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkat Kali, for the explaining the roles and responsibilities. Now, may I request our accountant, Prasanna Rani, to please come on the stage when you raise the question.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Rajesh. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note the use of filler sounds and crutches by anyone who speaks. Why do we use these sounds? It is because when a brain tries to get some time to think up with a word when we are lost for thoughts. As a grammarian, as an R counter, I will listen for overused words such as and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds such as and In addition, I will note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times each speaker used these phrases. A tip on how to avoid these filler sounds and crutches: slow down when you want time to think and embrace the pause when you feel a filler is coming in. Thank you. Over to you, Julie.
Now, I will request the next role player, Ms. Anuradha, to please come on the stage and explain our roles and responsibilities.
So, as a grammarian, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to watch the speakers and their language uses. I also look at the words, phrases, thoughts, and sayings, and also it's my duty to introduce the word of the day. Word of the day is humdrum. Word of the day is humdrum. This is the meaning for that humdrum. So the word of the day is humdrum. The meaning is routine, usual, ordinary is the meaning for it. And I would like to give example from my experience. My life was humdrum before joining the medical. Now it become spectacular. So thank you. So I'll give my report when G calls for it.
As I have mentioned earlier, we have another set of team, which is the evaluators. They will evaluate the prepared speeches. So we'll come to that section at the end of the meeting. Now I'll hand over the podium back to Mr. TMOD.
Thank you, Ravi. We'll wait for her to complete. So before going to the prepared speech section, all those 10-15 days, there was one thing that I regret. It's what happened to that fridge that we have, refrigerator at home. I'll tell you what happened at 14th day and 15th day, when my mother came back, and what happened the day before. Because if there is no human in the home, it becomes garbage. But anyway, move to the prepared speech section. The prepared speeches, we have two prepared speeches today. We are running a little bit late, 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll call upon the first speaker. Before calling upon her, first speaker Sandhya, her evaluator Toastmaster Ranga. You could stand there and read up the objectives of the speech. Okay.
Good afternoon, friends. PM Sandhya will be giving her speech in Dynamic Leadership Level 1 Project 3, which is vocal variety and body language. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice vocal variety and body language to enhance the speech. Timer, please note that the speech time is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Ranga. Toastmaster Sandhya, I asked her what is she proud of her life. It's her patience. What is she proud of in Toastmasters? She said 32 new words, 5 new body language nuances, 7 grammatical corrections learned in 3 months' time. That she is grateful for this platform, and the mundane, monotonous thing that she finds magic in is brushing her teeth before bed. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sandhya on stage. Toastmaster Sandhya, the voice of a pencil. The voice of a pencil. Toastmaster.
What matters to most in life is not how long we live our life, but how well we live our life. Good evening and greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests, DTMs and dignitaries. Year 1996. Your humdrum Sunday morning. I was a student of first year BDS. The entire family was out for a wedding, except me. I had to draw a structure of the tooth in my dental record, and that was my weekend assignment. I drew the tooth with laser sharp focus. That after I finished the structure of the tooth, I was in admiration of the structure of the tooth. But even more was my admiration of this pencil, which was the reason for the picture. I was gazing at the pencil. What a beauty you are. How elegantly you draw. Because of you, I get good scores. Thank you so much, my dear pencil. As he was thanking my pencil, Sandhya, I heard a voice. Sandhya, I was searching for the voice. Sandhya, you search. This is your pencil speaking. Focus on gratitude on any job will be rewarded by the universe. So I thought to share you my pencil story as a reward for your focus and gratitude in your work. Shocked, surprised, in rapt attention, I started listening to the pencil story. And the pencil started on its own. Listen, life lesson 1. To achieve the purpose in my life, what's important is what's made of inside me and not what's made of outside me. Similarly, to achieve your goals in life, it's important what's made inside of you, not what's made outside of you. You look, your country, your state, your city, your language, nothing matters. All that matters is your inner powerful mind. You win the inner game, you win the outer game. Said the pencil. I was keenly listening. I didn't want to intervene. Life lesson 2. To achieve the purpose of my life, I am sometimes sharpened. To sharpening creates so much of pain, so painful. I accepted with joy. You know why? Because if I'm not sharpened, I'll be blunt and useless. I cannot achieve the purpose of my life. On the same note, Sandhya, you will be sharpened in your life in the form of challenges, in the form of difficult situations. Accept those sharpenings with the joy and gratitude. It will help you to reach your goals fast. Life lesson 3, and listen, it's very important. By sharpening and working, I go small, small, and small. And so small one day, I will be thrown into the dustbin. That's the end of my life. but I will happily jump into the dustbin. You know why? Because I realized how well I lived my life with purpose every moment, and not how long I lived my life without any purpose. So Sonia, and life to your age, and age to your life. Live every moment with purpose. Growing old doesn't need your ability. Growing up is your responsibility, said the picture, and the voice faded away. I was internalizing the voice of the pencil, the life lessons into my mind with my eyes closed, trying to sink the life lessons deep inside. Few seconds passed in silence. When I realized the fact, the voice I heard few minutes back was actually not from the pencil outside. It was the voice of my own consciousness inside talking unto me. Dear ladies and gentlemen, what's the message of the day? In life, any job, small or big, you do with focus and gratitude combined with sharp laser focus, then even inanimate objects like a pencil, a sharpener, an eraser, a chair can unfold life lessons within you. Why, Sandhya? It is the reward the universe gives you for your sharp focus and gratitude on your job. So my question to you, dear Toastmasters, what did your pencil teach you? And your answer will be, Sandhya, don't ask me, ask the voice of my pencil, my consciousness. Happily grateful.
I did listen to my consciousness while she was saying. I did note a lot of these valuable lessons, but I want to take you back. Instead of voice of the pencil, I had the voice of the refrigerator as well, which was telling me, open me, I'm decaying, open me. It's been 10 days since you have opened me, it's been 10 days that you have cooked, open. We'll come to the refrigerator now. Moving on to the second speaker, which will be TTM Thomas, will be delivering engaging humor level 5 path 1, which is deliver your message with humor. To evaluate that speech, I'd request Venkat Session to read out the project objectives.
TTM Thomas will be delivering his speech on pathways engaging humor level 5 project 1. Deliver your message with humor. The purpose of the project is for the member to develop and leverage a long speech. The time allocated will be 18 to 22 minutes. Time is no 18 to 22 minutes. So 18 minutes will be 20 minutes hello and 22 minutes speech. Or we can promise.
Thank you, Venkat. Yes, I asked the same questions and I want to introduce Deacon Thomas that way. He's proud wherever he could add value. He's proud in Toastmasters where he could innovate and setting new benchmarks in the official positions. The mundane, monotonous thing that he finds magic in is wordsmithy. You mentioned wordsmithy. Of course, I had to search, Google as to what it means. It means that one works with words. So it could be mundane to you, but it's not for the rest of us. Let's welcome DTM Thomas on stage. DTM Thomas, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart.
I guess, yes. Yeah, I need some space. Take your time.
Yes.
I'm glad I don't have the halo, which I don't deserve. Somebody has switched it off. Right, it's better. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear friends. As a social truth, Medley has been an important provider, source of intellectual stimulation and sustenance for me. Therefore, I'm pleased to dedicate this summit speech of mine to all of you Medleyans and the guests who are here today. Before she became a wife and then a mom, she was a teacher. I'm talking about my mom. So as soon as I found my tongue, I became her class of one, and the teacher bestowed all the knowledge on me, poor hapless me. When I was 6, from Pune to my mom's village in Kerala. And my neighbor, the sister, before my 7th birthday, they got a local teacher to come and administer the 3rd standard exam, final exam on me. After your son getting his driving test done in the backyard. I passed. Have you heard of anyone now passing the 3rd standard exam? But that gave me a head start in life. But then I couldn't contribute my might to the primary education system in India till I reached the 4th standard. And look at the current standard. I was an irritation to the teachers and the lecturers later. You know why? I had OPS. No, not that. You can't. It's a ban to have politics. Rather, talking politics is bad here, right? So I had what is called obsessive participation syndrome. Everything. Now you know why you see me pretty active and problem solving in Medley. Pardon me for that. So, good thing was I was trained by an NIS coach. NIS is National Institute of Sports. He taught me how to run, simple, how to jump, simple, and how to fall. That gave me an opportunity to play contact sports till my age of 50. At 14, I joined college and the college debating club. It's called Brains Trust. We were all sent for 8 weekend-long training by the Dale Carnegie Institute of Public Speaking, like our speechcraft. This gave me a head start in speeches. Believe me, it was there during my time. So I became the hostel secretary, and it gave me an audience, captive audience like you, to improve my vocal. Then, those days, I then became a lecturer when I was, forget the age. Age is not important, as has been told by the previous speaker. In 1972, I became a lecturer. And Shepok was hosting this month, the third test between India and England. I've never seen a cricket match of that nature. So I got my first ticket, a season ticket for $100. $100 meant 16% of my monthly income. I was on probation, so I didn't know how I'm going to take my leave and watch. Then good luck struck. The 2 weeks long agitation and the Hindi agitation. So sitting in the Chepok Stadium, I earned my salary and watched B.S. Chandrasekhar getting 6 first innings wickets. He was a freak bowler, some of you will remember. He himself didn't know what each ball of his will do. Friends, that's a small mini lesson. Keep bowling, especially in this current VUCA world, which is VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Absolutely. Keep bowling, give every ball a chance. So when you want that underprepared, how do you doing a very imaginative bowling, not imaginative, optimistic bowling, right? Now, I had dreams of wearing college, hostel rather, university basketball blazer. So Kerala had a fantastic team. So what I did was, through basketball style, I ducked. There, I also did another smart thing. I switched over from BSc Physics to MA English. Listening to my part. What I did to my life, I will tell you something. So as a lecturer, I said a bank officer's job had prestige, pay, and some weightage when it comes to matrimonial columns. So I applied and I started mugging up names of rivers and mountains and countries and their capitals. The first bank to call me was Bank of Baroda. Because I did my BSc plus MA, honestly, I got more marks than I really deserved at the audience. Because I was in the top 20, because of this getting extra marks, I was interviewed by the chairman. Because it was the chairman who interviewed, he gave me whatever he asked for. So, please give me the attention. What credentials do you have? I put down my certificates, my paintings, my comments. Don't say nothing. But the job, it means nothing. Also say, sir, I'm not wishing for one. You can see my performance and decide. I'm Tabitha of the youth. But then you must notice that which I did, listening to my heart, especially in my dream. Then I got calls also from other banks. Like Bank of India offered me 10% more. State Bank of India 20% more. But nobody could confirm it is important. Because they were not interviewing. So I said, no, because friends, what is that 100,000 rupees in your overall life transaction? Small thing. And the only life I have, I wanted to do what I loved doing. Then, some interesting thing in the back. All of my officer colleagues were ladies. I can see that as my changes for me. And Brenda also. It worked for me. I agree, it worked for me. How? Any late night job, any weekend errand, or some urgent travel to Amethi during 20 program time, Dr. Some of you remember, it was always Travis. So I learned. I've done silk screen printing with my own hands. I slept in the printing press of Sivkasi and in the exhibition halls in many parts of the country. One thing I learned. Anywhere in India, it's the same tune when the mosquitoes sing in the night. Then there was an opportunity for me to indulge in some writing. Bombay then was the all the big guns like Mohammad Khan, Sylvester Dikuna, they were all so nice to me. Wannabe, wide-eyed advertising guy. And I also got an opportunity to start an evening, a weekly column in an evening. Friends, looking back, Steve Jobs style, I can now tell you, the experiences you pick up, you never know which tool will work out well. So that is my point number one. My point number one is look for opportunities. First of all, listen to your mind, your heart, and grab opportunities because opportunities are nothing but good luck in disguise. Why disguise? To keep away the lazy guys. Then, soon I was getting fed up with Bombay. Now, how many have lived in Bombay? Lucky people. How could so many lucky people come together here? Medley, there's something to it. So I will ask you the second question. You never tried the metro train, right? Suburban train. It's some kind of a human juicer come see. You cannot get out so easily. So I got fed up. 4 hours of that. Then Bangalore was a small, sleepy little town. well, like whatever you call it. No. Bangalore, anybody Bangalorean here? I will throw that. So I started applying for job, but there were very few vacancies. Then one day, Michael Gosh called me for an interview. That interview was conducted by one Mr. Ravi from Chennai, not to miss. He was a no-nonsense guy. He set up such questions that I had a field day. For example, he said, he gave us 3 exotic types of paper and asked us to do the costing for all 4 brochures. I smiled. I had more flamboyant candidates with more flashy types and more fashionable slides. But this one, thanks to my lady colleagues in the bank, this was chicken sweet for me. Not only that, paper was sexy. Paper was my objective. Desire, the smell, the feel, the looks, the texture was putting me on a high. So needless to say, that evening, I left my coat with my appointment letter in my hand. I was going fine, and more importantly, I was thrilled. Michael taught me an unexpected thing. That's my point number 3. Unexpected, I'll tell you why. Michael taught me to be entrepreneurial. 100%, really 100%. Why Michael was controversial, unexpected? Michael is a straitjacket, process-driven German company. And there I learned innovation how. Michael was and still is a new company that supplies fuel injection equipment, which sends the fuel into diesel engines in trucks, buses, and generators. Michael was making a lot of money. And there was a bad reputation saying that they were cycling of all the Indian rupees to Germany. That time, emissions was becoming a problem. Air pollution. I'm talking about the mid-1980s. Let's have a campaign on air pollution. So we put together an ad which had as the visual symbol. The provocative question was 1997 question mark, meaning in 1997, would you have to wear gas masks? You know, it was a farcical question. We only to grab eyeballs, we put that together, the impossibility. But in real, I have clippings of the Hindu 1997, it actually summoned a traffic cop wearing this. Needless to say, it worked for us. I also had with that a campaign that people could drive in, see in their vehicles the levels of emissions. Many of them went back, got it corrected, came back to be underneath and felt bad. So it was something that the new masters message. The real back in my campaign had to go through something else. My VP marketing was a young German. He had suffered. His family had suffered during the Second World War in Poland. Gastric. He fell out of his chair. You are saying this, Mark. You are meaning to accuse my customer, namely African and telco, of creating pollution. But Dr. Rabs, the German MD, would see more than that. So this campaign, being the first ever campaign in India, awareness come action, it won us gold in all the 5 metros in the Atlas Awards. The metros of Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai, and back. Like a grand slam. That contra thought earned my company a lot of reputation. It also added some heft to my CV. More importantly, within 3 months of us having the transport secretary in Delhi inaugurating this in 1987, India for the first time had emission laws passed. That's history. Michael also taught me a few things. First of all, I learned that salary is not the big thing. I had a salary that was not worth writing home about. But I started owning my job. I started believing that I must give the best so that I don't short-shift myself all the time. I believe that procrastination is the enemy of the efficient. And I became the opposite of procrastination. So that was my OPS too, if you like, as in obsessive procrastination, which is the opposite of procrastination. Now, I summarize these external changes as by point number 4, namely, own 100%, give you 100%. Hard work. That is the time there was a change in leadership in my company. I had to leave that job. I had to find out the racket with which I won my friends. Quickly for me, Astro Clarent had advertised for a divisional manager for education. I applied. But they also took me. Not knowing what to do with me, they put me attached to the managing director. Like you get a gift, you don't know what to do, you put it in the showcase. But within a few months, the divisional manager left. And Auto Expo, the most prestigious auto show, was just 35, 36 days away. A new company, new product line. It wasn't easy, but I decided to seize the moment. It was crazy. I gave the weekends and evenings. I went for the photographic international exhibition. I couldn't go, there was no time for it. And it was crazy following up with the marketing, corporate, R&D, factories, the bodybuilders. And not to forget the exhibition store, the panel, the advertising, the brochure, the film, the volunteers, selection, training, testing, it worked. I was in charge of the entire communication portfolio of the company. When the base of the triangle enlarges, the apex goes up. I had to obey. Friends, that taught me how one can seize the moment and walk up the corporate. That brings me back to my last point, which is listen to your conscience, which is a conjugation of what I said earlier. Listen to your heart. Here, there's also the aspect of respect, self-respect. To start with, early in life, I learned to speak the truth. My heart. My family allowed it. I think I must give them credit for being flexible and changing, all that, despite not being able money to say so much time and family. I hate it. It's a universal language, right? Being, currying favor with the bosses and talking back. I used to hate it. In fact, if at all, I was more critical of the bosses. But there were good bosses who appreciated it. Secondly, I always believe that our loyalty is to our job, our chair, our organization, and our boss. If you're a good boss, they try to get best. Silly employees like me. Not silly, useful employees like me. Once I had a boss, a new boss came and asked, we wanted to include these people in the list of suppliers. I told him, they have to do themselves. He didn't like it. He was afraid. But in 3 months, he was asked to leave for something similar. If I had accepted it, I would have lost my self-respect, my sovereignty, and my it's not many know about this. I had to forego an annual that could have got me $100,000 because I believed that job would do the company only bad. Interesting. 1 year after that, when I was jobless, I was called back to do that same project on my terms. I got my fee. I also got some respect. Friends, life is strange. Of course, you pay an occasional price once in a while for listening to your conscience. That's how I had to leave my caution. A new boss, German boss came. He got English. he started teaching me English with European English. I returned with it. I had to look for a job, change my family location, but that worked for us. My children thrived. I got international exposure, and things worked out well for us. Had I not left that, the beauty ball. Listen to your heart. Do the job you would love to do, even if you don't get salary. Secondly, opportunities are good luck in disguise. In disguise so that the lazy guys don't get it. Thirdly, be entrepreneurial. 100%. Give you 100%. And hard work works. Fourth, fifth, respect self-respect. Listen to your voice, inner voice. There are exceptions, such as now. I was told by a friend of mine that the secret to staying young is by breathing easy, doing exercise, eating slow, and letting go. I hope I can do that, though I think I took you away from finding the target. I think I've done that, which is not bad. Morally right, my objective is served. So let me now end by wishing each of you a fulfilling life, changing things around you for the better. Thank you. Thank you.
So before a couple of weeks ago, DTM Thomas had told me that he was going to deliver such a speech. 2 weeks from now, I will also deliver such a speech, which is 18 to 22 minutes. I was telling him, if you were to set such high benchmarks, how am I going to meet that? So the same thing, because he didn't tell us the targets, the exact age, but comparing to what he has delivered and what I would deliver 2 weeks from now, similar to how my mother had served for 34 years and how in 10 days I couldn't do justice to what she had done. You're setting benchmarks, just like my mother had set all those benchmarks at home. Now the fruit, what happened to the fruit? On the 14th day, this is what happened before going into the elections. I'll break the suspense. It's not much of a suspense, you know, it turned into garbage, but I couldn't lose ego in front of my mother. I had already established myself as I'll take care of the household. It is my house, I'll take care. So I cannot lose my ego. If my mother comes back and sees a fridge like that, she'll definitely look back. What is this? She'll definitely go like that. So I had to pick up from the airport, 12, somewhere in the middle of the night. I started cleaning the fridge at 9 p.m. I couldn't leave it like that. If you were to come in, she's going to open the fridge. The first thing that she'll have a smirk on her face and look at me. Is this how you manage your house? You're so egoistic and you say this is your house, this is how you manage. So that day I learned I have to manage the house every day. I have to do that mundane every day. Then only that there wouldn't be a day on the 10th or the 14th that I have to open the fridge and it smells like anything. So with that, that's the story of the fridge. Again, there is one more thing that I want to leave you up with, which will come back. What is mundane versus variety? Should there be variety in our life or should we all be mundane? We'll come back to that. Before that, we have the club elections, which happens every 6 months. And to conduct the club elections, we have the immediate past president, DTM Thomas. I asked him the same 3 questions. He is happy about many things in life, but not necessarily proud of anything. What he is proud about Toastmasters is the camaraderie that he feels. And I'm sure why he is happy. The answer to the 3rd question. What's the mundane, monotonous thing that he finds magic in? Standing at the street corner and watching the traffic and people. That's as simple as it is, and you find happiness. That's the key to meditation, I also believe. That you just let the traffic flow, and you look at the thoughts as they pass by. And I'm sure that's the key for Sampath's happiness. Every time he comes on stage, he smiles. There's a certain sense of excellence that he exudes. So let us welcome DTM Sampath on stage. to conduct the club election. Okay.
Good afternoon, my dear Medleys. Let me start by thanking the president for entrusting this onerous and honorable job on me and two of my colleagues, Toastmaster Shankar and Toastmaster Venkat. I should say we had a very smooth sailing throughout because of the way the Medleys have come up with. One of the points I would like to appreciate in the very beginning is 5 of these members, you must have seen the slate. I think 4 or 5 of these members have been nominated by the possibly incoming president. Which means the background, they worked together to form a cohesive team. And that is really good news because the next 6 months will be very nice. Because when you have a cohesive team, it will be very nice. So let me say, you have all seen the slate. I will reread the slate with 1 or 2 minor changes as they happen later on. Nomination of T.M. Dinakaran for the position of president by Toastmaster Dinakaran. No change. And there is no other contestant as on the slate. Nomination of Venkataseshan for the position of Vice President Education by Venkataseshan himself. Then nomination of Shiva Radhakrishnan, Vice President membership is the position and nominated by Dinakaran. Today he is not available here. He has sent message because he stuck somewhere else. But he is still standing. And if necessary, probably Dinakaran can be his proxy. Nomination of Toastmaster Prasannavani for the position of Vice President Public Relations, nominated by Toastmaster Dinakaran. Nomination of Renu Narayan for the position of Secretary, nominated by Toastmaster Dinakaran. Nomination of Pravda Chidambaranathan for the position of Treasurer, nominated by self. Then nomination of Hemant Pratap Singh for the position of Treasurer by himself. But later on, he has sent me message directly to me and also to some other member that he is withdrawing because he feels that he may not be able to take up a responsibility with oncoming his personal commitments. Then nomination of Dharani Rajan for the position of Sergeant at Arms by Dinakaran. And he has also expressed that today he may not be able to come because he has got some other engagement. So he says he still stands. Now, as per the procedure of the election, it is quite simple. There's nothing to be complicated about. We'll go through the position president to sergeant at arms one by one. The election procedure starts with the appointment of the secretary for the election and the counting of the quorum. So anybody who is not contesting can become a secretary. Secretary has to take notes. You can do it even on your mobile, but later on you have to send it to the president. And so who will be the secretary? Anybody offering? Anybody who is not, no, you are contesting. Okay, Guru Prasad, DTM Guru Prasad can be the secretary. There is no rule that you should not be, but generally we try to avoid this. So second one is the quorum. We have as on date, I think 44 members, but out of which the active members calculation, yes. What is it? So as per the Toastmaster International rules, what do you have? It's okay. It makes it even easier to get a quorum. So the number is corrected, but the number is corrected, but it's not a problem because today morning I consulted TTM Shivraj and also Vivekanandan Karagasabai regarding the quorum. If there is no quorum, we cannot conduct the election. We have to postpone it. You see, it's quite clear. But some people adopt certain other methods to continue the meeting, but he says preferably don't have to defeat. My only apprehension was the rails preventing people reaching, but that has been belied. Okay, so now the secretary, can you, the data from our this one is how many people are attending regularly? 27 people in the, see, there is an active member calculation which says if somebody didn't attend in the last 3 meetings, for the time being, he is not active. So the active members is the base based on which more than half. So 27 means 14 members should be there. So can you take the count of the members starting from me? Three guests were called today in the beginning of the meeting, if I'm not mistaken. So the total minus 3 will be the membership. 4 guests, okay. Okay, 20 or 20 plus also you can put it. So safe with this for the quorum. Please take your seat. Let me start with the election of the president. As per the slate, Toastmaster Dinakaran has self-nominated for the position of president. I need somebody to second his candidature. Toastmaster Ranga seconds. See, Toastmaster Dinakaran for president, Toastmaster Dinakaran self-nominated, Toastmaster Ranga has seconded. Now I call for any nominations for the position of president from the floor. Call number 1. Call number 2. Call number 3. Anyone nominating himself or another person for the position of president? Okay, nominations closed. There is a single nomination, only. Toastmaster Dinakaran, you intend to continue your nomination, right? No intention of withdrawal. Thank you very much, because there may be last minute. Thank you very much for that. Since there is only a single candidate, we escaped the 2-minute speech, so to say, and secret ballot voting need not be done. I request the secretary to cast a single vote in favor of Toastmaster Dinakaran. So Toastmaster Dinakaran is elected as president for the forthcoming term. Now we come to the second position, Vice President Education. Toastmaster Venkateshan V has self-nominated himself for this position. I want somebody to second that. Kalyan, Toastmaster Kalyan, you are not TTM. Okay. Toastmaster Kalyan. Yes, I am his mentor and saying you are still not TTM. Okay. Toastmaster Kalyan seconded. Yes. Floor call for any nomination for the position of Vice President Education. Anybody can nominate self or another eligible member. Eligibility is important. You should be a member in good standing. I think we are all this already quorum has been taken. Call number 2, Any nomination for the Vice President Education? Call number 3, any nomination for the Vice President Education? Nominations are closed. Toastmaster Venkatesan, you intend to contest? Yes. Thank you. Since there is only one candidate, you can cast your single vote. Toastmaster Venkatesan V is elected as Vice President Education for the forthcoming term. Next, we come to Vice President membership. The slate candidate is Shiva Radhakrishnan, nominated by Dinakaran. He is not available, but he has sent message, he is interested to stand. So I want somebody to second his name. DTM Thomas seconds Shiva Radhakrishnan's name as VPM. Now we go for 4 floor calls. Call number 1 for the position of Vice President membership. Anybody can nominate self or another eligible member. Call number 2. Call number 3. Nomination is closed. And he has already indicated his interest in taking up this position. So you can cast a single vote. Toastmaster Shiva Radhakrishnan is elected as Vice President membership for the forthcoming term. Next, we come to Vice President Public Relations. Prasannavani is the slate candidate as nominated by Toastmaster Dinakaran. I want someone to second her name. Toastmaster Jagan seconds her name. You intend contesting, right? So you are one candidate. Now floor calls. Call number 1 for the position of Vice President Public Relations. You can nominate self or any other eligible member. Call number 2 for Vice President Public Relations. Call number 3 for nominations for the Vice President Public Relations. Nomination is closed. You can cast a single vote. Toastmaster Prasannavani is elected as the Vice President Public Relations for the forthcoming term. Next, we come to the position of Secretary. Toastmaster Renu Narayan is the slate candidate proposed by Toastmaster Dinakaran. I want somebody to second her name. Toastmaster Venkatesan. Yeah, anybody can second. Second, anybody can. You intend contesting, right? Okay, now we go for floor calls. Call number 1. Anyone nominating self or another eligible member for the position of Secretary. Call number 2. Anyone for the Secretary position. Call number 3. Anyone nominating self or another member for the position of Secretary. Nominations closed. You can cast a single vote. Toastmaster Renu Narayan is elected as Secretary for the forthcoming term. We come to the position of Treasurer. Toastmaster Pravda Chidamanadan has nominated herself for this position. Toastmaster Pravda, you intend contesting? Toastmaster Pravda's candidature needs a seconding by any member. So you intend contesting? Okay, now floor calls for the position of Treasurer. Call number 1 for the very rich Medley Club Treasurer position. Any nominations? Call number 2 For the treasurer position, any nominations? Call number 3. For the treasurer position, any nominations? Nominations are closed. Please cast a single vote in favor of Toastmaster Pravda Chidambaram. Toastmaster Pravda Chidambaram is elected as treasurer for the forthcoming term. Now we come to Sergeant at Arms position. Dharani Rajan has been nominated by Toastmaster Dinakara. And he is not available today, but he has talked to me and sent me a message also that he is interested in the candidature. So anyone needs to second that, one of you. Toastmaster Saravanan seconds that. Now we go for floor nominations. Call number 1 for Sergeant at Arms position. Any nominations by self? Any nominations of self or another member? Call number 2 for the position of Sergeant at Arms. Any nominations? Call number 3. Any nominations for the position of Sergeant at Arms? Please close the nominations and cast your single vote in favor of the Toastmaster Dhaniraj. You can note all the names also one by one, and I will just go through that once quickly to declare that the following candidates have been elected during today's election process. We office bearers of this club for the forthcoming. One person who comes in without election is Toastmaster Saravanan. He will be the immediate past president. President Toastmaster Dinakaran, please stand up. Give me one of the judge. Vice President Education Toastmaster Venkateshan. Vice President Membership Shiva Radhakrishnan in absentia is standing up here. Vice President Public Relations Toastmaster Prasannavani. Vice Secretary Toastmaster Renu Narayan. Treasurer Toastmaster Pravda Chidambaram. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Dharani Rajan. Grateful. Our best wishes. The entire Medley, you have done an excellent election process, forming a cohesive team. The entire Medley will cooperate with you. Let's have a great time. Back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Thomas and DTM Guri. When DTM Thomas was saying call 1, call 2, call 3, there was not much of suspense because we knew, but there was something. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. So when he said call 1, call 2, call 3, there was not much of suspense. We knew, but there was something going on in my mind which was suspenseful. Because that night my mother came home and she started going to the fridge. She opened it, and you know what her reaction would have been? Anybody could guess. Sir, she would have figured out. The moment she opened it, she gave the same grim face that I was afraid of. She knew. So one-time wonders are different from mundane things that we do every day. Correct. So if I were to do it at the 10th day, of course it's going to be different if I did all those 10 days. It's the magic of mundane, isn't it? So we'll move on. The timer was very prompt enough to tell me that we were I'm not the culprit, correct? I can go off the stage without the guilt. Okay, so we'll move on to the TT session. For the TT session in the agenda, we have 20 minutes. If we could accommodate all of us, 15 master, we say. If we could accommodate all the speakers, we could extend it by 5 minutes, so 25 minutes. To welcome the table topic master today, I asked him the same 3 questions. He's proud of his family. And I asked him about his Toastmaster, what is he proud of? He said he's proud of his second family Toastmasters. And I asked him about the monotonous, mundane thing. He said the habit of finding magic in mundane things. I knew there is something there, but I'm unable to understand. The habit of finding magic in mundane things is the magic that he finds. I'm sure he has given this just to be knocking. Let us welcome Toastmaster Hemant to conduct the table topic session. To give a correct introduction, he is a PhD scholar in IIT. So this is just for fun. Hello. To change this mundane day into a hard day, I am here. Hemant. So, purpose of table topic master is to give impromptu speech or topics to Toastmasters as well as guests. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. I am here for giving you all good topics. So, not delaying this contest, I am first picking Renu Nayak. Can you please come here, Renu? So there are 2 topic lists. One is hard topic and second is easy topic. Which one you want to do? If you want to take hard topics or easy topics?
I have no idea which is hard and which is not.
Okay, hard topic. So from 1 to 15, can you give me 3? How will you take revenge when someone close to you is hurt? You have to give an example, okay?
Okay. To take revenge on someone who has hurt somebody close to me. Correct? Okay. What I remember the most is when my younger daughter had come back from school and she told me that one of the children had hit her. So my first reaction was to say that, you should have hit her back. But I didn't say it. I paused. I thought for a minute. And then I told her, sometimes people behave in a particular way when they're angry or upset or something else. And perhaps at that point, the closest person that child could take that frustration or anger on was perhaps you. And that's why she must have hit you. So what I suggest is, don't hit her back. Tomorrow, when you go back, just ask her, why did you hit me yesterday? What did I do that was wrong that I can correct myself? My younger daughter said, what? I want to just punch her back. I said, yes, that is the first reaction all of us have. I used to do it. When somebody misbehaved with me, I used to give them a whack. But I didn't know, I just realized a little later that doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help me, it doesn't help the other person. So when you actually ask for an explanation, that's when you realize that perhaps you were the receiving end of somebody else's frustration. And when you don't give it back, it makes them realize how wrong they were. That is my story. Thank you. Over to you.
That was a very wonderful story. Thanks for sharing your story. Next, I am calling TM Guru Prasad, DTM Guru Prasad. So, which number do you want?
I'm not giving you hard and easy. If you are always right. Yeah, I will take 7. What is your strategy to become a billionaire? A billionaire.
Dear table topic master, dear friends. First of all, I don't even know how many zeros are followed after 1 to count as billion. So then you must be knowing the answer for your question. And I don't even know how much is it to count a billion. Imagine about me being a billionaire. Maybe I'll try this. My dear pen, can you tell me something in your life about how to become a billionaire? It says you talk only with women. Man, my first child is done. And I'm also an EPS, by the way.
I have an exclusive participating syndrome.
That's why I jumped in the moment you called me to talk about billionaires. Now I'm feeling that I need to take a treatment with so many doctors in Medley. I believe it's be easy for me to get into that. Or if it's so much pressurizing becoming a billionaire, I would rather go to my refrigerator, open it, take something very cool, drink, relax. Guru, billion. Forget it, man. What about you?
Thank you, Guru, for giving us guidance to become a billionaire. Next, I'll call in Dr. Raghunath, TM. Choose the number. What do you think? You are in jail because of some false charge. What do you want to do now? You are in a jail because of some false charge and you have to live for entirety, like for whole life. What you will do and what's the next move?
So you're saying it is only for 1 day? No, whole life.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my dear friends, good evening. Thank you for that nice question, but I'm sure that I will not go to jail because I have a lawyer in my house. He will not allow me to go to jail. He will fight till the end to save me, hopefully. I should confirm it today with him. Okay. So what to do? Something has happened to me. It's my fate. Okay, what I have to take situations in a positive way. So I will try to be friendly with my colleague, jailmate, and I will try to write stories on their, try to take notes on their life stories and try to make my own story and publish a book and try to maybe a billionaire. My next generation, they will enjoy the. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the idea. I will try to start a Toastmaster club also over there. Thank you for the question.
Thank you for experiencing, giving your experience in jail. But I would like to share one movie also. There is a movie, Shutter Island. You will see that it's based on this concept only. Third, next one I'm calling fear. What's it like number?
Not the here.
No, number. Number 6. Okay. You and your family are vegetarian.
Yes.
But you love someone who is non-vegetarian. Now convince your family that they can accept him.
I have a family.
You and your family vegetarian,
Which family?
your parents.
Parents.
You are vegetarian. Now you have to convince your parents that you marry me
to a non-vegetarian. Not convinced.
Okay. Good afternoon to all my fellow Toastmasters. I have to convince my parents that I have fallen in love with a person who's a non-vegetarian. I am a strong believer and I always love being a vegetarian because we all know everything that a non-vegetarian can have, vegetarians are 2 times better than them. For the best example is, let me talk about an elephant. It is one such any animal which is known for its very high EQ, very sensible. It's known to be one of the strongest animal, and the best thing of all is the attitude. Now, when I talk of attitude, my dad always sees that in a man, and I tell my father, attitude of this person whom I love is just like an elephant. He walks as if he's the king, or he doesn't dare, or it doesn't matter to him who is the king. That is the attitude he has. And it's because he's a non-vegetarian, because his parents have, he's born into that family. Believe me, he's a billionaire. He has done so many good things in his life, all by, his good work, he has achieved it. What if he's a non-vegetarian? Once even Mahatma Gandhi had to try, but he dropped it. It was for a very short time and he came out of that. I'm very sure he may be a veg or a non-vegetarian. Once he marries me, he's going to do what I say. So please let me know.
That was a great convincing power with elephant. Thanks. I'm calling now PM dinner coming. So choose your number. Yeah, that's great for you. Okay. Love at first sight. Be romantic and describe your best plan to propose someone whom you love at first sight. I need to take the help of the friend to propose for myself. So I have to. Last words. Okay. Oh my God. The day I was seeing you, I couldn't think of anything else. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I cannot do what I'm supposed to do. So to be myself, to become myself, it's better that you accept my love. I will do whatever you want. I'm here for you. I will be there for you. I will do whatever you say. And if you want, I can hold on to the Toastmasters. If you want, I skip daily meetings or the office or that's where I will with you. So please accept my love. Over to you. Thank you, Dinagar. Next, I'm calling Venkat Patri. So now I'm calling yes. Suresh. Yes, Suresh. Which topic you want? Like,
Can I do the billionaire topic?
yeah.
Right. So why did I choose specifically this? So now we are where you're going to hear a speech about how to become a billionaire from a guy who does not even have any income. So I've read so many books about this, the billionaire ideology. Like you must have seen Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. So I've read this specific book on Grant Cardone, another billionaire who owns around 20,000 units in real estate. So what he says is that the majority of the billionaires or millionaires allow that they rely on multiple streams of income. So it's not just one source, like it's a job or being a manager or a CEO in a company. So that's just a one stream of your main job. So when you want to become a millionaire or a billionaire, you need to income at your own passions. Like it might be a car enthusiast. So you might build your own workshops and modify cars for other customers. So so the basic ideology is have multiple streams of income to become a billionaire. And you need to be sure. It doesn't necessarily have to change the world. It either could help a person in a simple way, or if it like really revolutionize the whole world. It's all about taking the whole risk, and also investing is one of the popular methods to get whatever you want in life financially. Thank you.
Next, I am calling Wilson. Next, I am calling Wilson. Wilson. So this topic is easy answer. There are like 5 numbers, 1, 5, 4. Briefly describe 3 points to save forests in India. 3 points you have to describe. Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. So, rejuvenating the forest in India will be great for country. That's a very important thing which we should actually do it in our country. 15 years back, I think it was in 1999, I traveled to Delhi. So I had a stop in Indore for a purpose. So I was traveling from Indore to, I was going through AP Road, Agra Bombay Road. So it was like 4-hour journey in a bus. So I was seeing that both sides of the road were like kind of almost like a desert. Only some few trees were there. And it was like I can see kilometers and kilometers, without any trees. So I was just thinking that point of time it's like what will happen and what will be a scenario if we have a lot of trees in this area. So whole the life itself will change. So basically forestation need to be done in India. That's very important for our country. So vacant spaces we need to cultivate, whether it's in metro, whether it's in urban localities. We should have a focused effort to make more. Cultivate more trees, and for that there should be some programs like our one Sadhguru is doing, or I think that Guru Sate Maran also is doing something like that. So something of that sort should be done. You want to speak about 3 things? Okay. So urban forestation, rural, as well as we need to focus on the laws should be focused on this apartments, or I'm talking about the urbanization, controlling the urbanization also to be done. So that is what my point about adding the forest, the greenery of India. Thank you, Wilson, for saving forest. Next. I am calling Praneeth. Hello, Miss. So this topic is number 1. Number 1. Number 1. Why don't oh, I have respect. Okay. You are stuck in a boat. For 45 days have passed with a young boy. Okay. Your friend is saying to kill the boy and eat him so that you can survive. Okay. What you will do? Yeah. He's stuck on a boat. 45 days has passed. Some days are very hungry. There are 3 people. He, within confident, and 1 other boy. His friend is saying that we can kill the boy and eat him so that we both can survive. What will you do? You will kill the boy?
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and your guests. So this reminds me of Life of a Pi, where you have a hyena, where there's an Irfan Khan, and the future Irfan Khan who is telling the story how things happen. And at the end of the story, he says, actually, the hyena, the lion, oh, sorry, the tiger, they were not the animals, but it was the parent and his cook. So the story you told, like maybe because without Life of Pi, it would have been very difficult. But over here, I saw that the Richard Parker, which was the tiger in the movie, how he became the friend of our the main optimist or the main role player, that's Irfan Khan. So given the question, I understand when we see the man versus wild, or when we see people being stuck in places, it's very difficult to take certain decisions. But I think at right now, when my morality is on a very normal way, I think when in an actual situation, I don't know what I'll do. But right now, if you ask me, I think I'll take a much more moral path, much more good path that I won't do that. But take into consideration, I think there are many other ways of doing it. Maybe we can catch a fish. Maybe we can look at other ways. We can find an island. And if you remember in Life of Pi, there was an island which was a life-giving island, and it actually was giving life to all the people who used to visit over there. I think it might be dreamy. It might not be real. But I think it's good to wish. It's good to hope that something that will happen and the boy will be safe. Thank you.
Very good, and this was the case actually from Kuhn versus WA and Stephens. I have taken it. If you want, you can see it. Next, I'm calling the guest Nishana. Nishana. Mention one of your happiest moments.
Mention one of my happiest. So yes, good evening, everybody. I would say that this is one of my happiest moments in life. For a very long time, I've been thinking about joining this. From the past, I think almost during the COVID period, I wanted to join Toastmasters Club. I wanted to experience how it is. I feel nervous when I actually talk in front of the public, and sometimes I get emotional. One of my friend actually introduced Toastmasters Club, and during the COVID period, peak season, yes, I said, yeah, today, this time I'm going to do this. And that's how I actually got the introduction of Toastmasters Club. Finally, yes, he introduced me to the same Adyar Club, but he said everything is going online model and nothing is working out right now. If so, you can go ahead and then experience the online portal, but it won't be as effective as you want to do in direct model. And then very recently, 1 month back, there is an annual day that has happened, and there this guy had come and gave a speech. Yes, till the time it was a 100. But yes, after hearing that speech, I got inspired once again, and I said, yeah, this time I'm definitely going to do this. And yes, here I am for the second session, and I'm inspired and continuing to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, guest Nishana. Similarly, I'm calling guest Moina. Moina. Your friend is calling you Masood. An elephant belong to commander of Jahangir. Okay. What will you do? How you will react to your friend and how you will react to this situation?
Okay. Thank you, Deputy Topic Master. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So, if my friend called me Maksud, I'm hearing the name for the first time. I got to know one thing is like, okay, so Jahangir's elephant was Maksud. But I will be feeling very proud because if I am the elephant of Jahangir, one of the greatest kings from Mughal Emperor, I'll be very proud because I think I will be able to get an opportunity to travel all around India And the best part is I will be able to see the emperor with like very closely. I always had the interest to know about the great successful people, how they have, and getting to know emperor so closely would be really exciting for me. Secondly, being an elephant in the medieval period in the war is something of great pride, because it was one of the expected in the war. Equivalent to missiles in present day, any army who has an elephant used to have the upper edge. So I'll be the king of the battle. I will come at the place when well, I will create the rampage. And yeah, so at the end I think I will be very proud, though I will be I have been called as a fat elephant or something like that. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for this.
Very for this. Toastmaster Jagan, now I am over.
All of us have been or will be on stage, which is a great thing. All of us, I see. Yeah, I'm just scanning. Some of us will be on stage after this session, which is for the evaluation. Now, some of the topics that I felt like I'm in a government exam, like forest ethics and but thank you, table topic master. So we'll just a small thing I was talking about mundane and variety. What do you guys think? Should variety take over mundane or the other way around? Variety. Anyone answer? Sorry? Occasionally. Occasionally. Okay. Yes. Okay. 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 I'll take his answer and I'll build upon it. For variety to work, it must be mundane. Variety cannot work in one single meeting. If we want to have surprise sessions, it will work if we were to have it 4 sessions in a week. For 1 month, we'll only have surprise sessions. Then only we'll get to understand the full essence of it. So the mundane works automatically. Variety works when it is repeated over a period of time, and then we can change variety. So I'll take Pranita's answer and we'll build upon it. Just at the end of it, I'll conclude by saying how we can use it in Toastmasters by writing speeches, by evaluating speeches. It's so mundane. We'll come back to that. Before that, we'll be going to the general evaluation session to conduct the general evaluation session. He's coming from the shadows. Everything is shadowy at the end for me. The dark night. Who's coming? Rajesh. Let me invite Rajesh to conduct the general evaluation.
Good evening again. So
Can you have the voting as well? I forgot to ask. Can we pass the checks testing? Can we pass the checks or not? Like a couple of minutes for the checks to be passed. Yes. Okay. So for the qualified speakers, okay. I'll just quickly mention who are there. The speakers, if it's listening, Sanjay, and Dr. Thomas, please read out the names.
no, let me tell them.
Thank you. So as you can see in the exit, you could vote for best speaker and best TT speaker for now. Once the evaluation is over, you will call for the best other best.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome you all to the evaluation session. This session is important because we'll see the feedback of the speakers. Okay, what they spoke, how well they spoke, what can be improved, etc. To evaluate speaker number one, Miss Sandhya. I want to welcome Toastmaster Ranga. He was the first president of this club. He finds train travel as very fascinating for him, as he used to meet a lot of interesting folks during such travel. On answering the question of which mundane job he finds magic in, he says ironing clothes, as it gives him time and space for introspection. That is a nice thought. Let's welcome Toastmaster Ranga to the
It was not a humdrum speech. Let's put our hands together for Team Sandhya for delivering a speech with such a flair. First was Sandhya set the tone and showed us how she was able to conduct a good conversation with the pencil. The content was free-flowing and she managed the conversation with ease. The few things I liked about the speech. The tone of her speech was very pleasant on the ears. Toastmaster Sandhya articulated the story in such a way that it was easily understood by most of us. The other aspect that I liked was the range of emotions that she exhibited while delivering the speech. She modulated her voice to show the difference between her and the pencil. She also used prompts, different types of pencils, to tell us how we could search ourselves. The inner voice that she was able to hear while peeling off the external part of it was very well known. Her gestures were very appropriate and well. However, there are a couple of suggestions I feel that will make the speech scale up from good to superb. But she got off the blocks very fast, probably due to the nerves. If you're able to rehearse your speech more, maybe it will help you a lot. It also reduce the speed of the speech a little bit. Secondly, Toastmaster Sandhya could have used the stage a bit better. Vivek, I look forward to your next speech.
Thank you, Ranga, for this evaluation. Next, to evaluate the speech of DTM Kumar, there is a person. He is an IT sales professional with a passion to learn new skills. Now, learning a new language. Even I know he knows Odia language, so which is my native language. So he loves to read a lot and is planning to do wanderer tour of Tamil Nadu. He finds magic in cooking. It satiates and satisfies his family members and makes him happy. Let's welcome Venkatesan to evaluate the speaker.
So now I'm here, someone like Ulevendra Chahal reviewing the batting of Virat Kohli. So the objective of DTM Thomas' speech was to give a keynote speech, humorous speech, like a keynote speech with a strong message, But you delivered with 5 strong messages for the audience as a takeaway. One of them is carpe diem. seize the moment. I still remember one of your speeches earlier, which I used to keep it as my mantra, even in my corporate professional life as well. So it's the opportunity which comes, knocks at your door, seize it, then you will go high. Clarity and flow of the message. You just walked us through your personal and professional life chronologically. And at every stage, you gave a very strong message at a right interval. Overall, it was like a Onam Sadhya, giving the dishes very in a given interval, not like an entire feast, but in a given interval, because very much enriching to all the audience. Your pitch was perfect all through your presentation. It was engaging and interesting to the audience as well. The vocal variety could have been brought up when you spoke about different stages of your life, how you demonstrated them. I felt like you had a very high pitch and you spoke all through almost in the similar pitch. Means you could have brought some vocal variety during your speech. That's one suggestion I would have. Since it's being in person and a keynote speech and a humorous speech, you could have used the space, the stage space more effectively. You could have walked around and made it more engaging by walking around and using the stage space. In addition to this, to challenge yourself, as a Medley, and I see that you passed a strong message to the audience. My suggestion would be if you could deliver this speech or similar speech to a non-Toastmaster or non-Medley audience, it would give a different kind of feedback to you, which will be helpful on your interesting public speaking skills. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesan, for this feedback. Now, after the end of this qualitative feedback, now we'll move on to the quantitative feedback. So for the quantitative feedback, I will be asking the timer to come on the stage. He is working as a software engineer in an MNC in Chennai. He always focuses on the surrounding, noticing all the sensory experiences when he is with a client or playing a role in the Toastmaster meeting. It makes him happy. He is also the surgeon at arms of the meeting. Please welcome Venkat Pandit.
Good afternoon. I present my timer report. During the speech session, Toastmaster Sandhya taken 6 minutes 27 seconds, and DTM Thomas taken 21 minutes 30 seconds. Both are qualified. And coming to tabletop session, Toastmaster Renu taken 1 minute 53 seconds. DTM Guru Prasad taken 1 minute 11 seconds. Toastmaster Pravada taken 1 minute 13 seconds. Toastmaster Priya taken 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Dinakaran taken 1 minute. Guest Suresh taken 1 minute 18 seconds. Guest Wilson spoke 2 minutes. Guest Praneeth spoke 1 minute 27 seconds. Guest Nishant, right? Nishant taken 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Maina taken 1 minute 17 seconds. That's all. And coming to evaluation, Toastmaster Ranga taken 2 minutes 11 seconds, and Toastmaster Venkat Session taken 2 minutes 40 seconds. That's all the time report. Thank you.
Thank you, Venkat Pandit, for this detailed report. Now I'll call upon the consultant to present our report. She is an anesthesiologist. She works works at Agar Cancer Institute. She is an enthusiastic and academic Toastmaster. So, this is something I have written from my own. She has not ever told anything else. She told you know me, so you try whatever is. He finds magic in the mundane tasks of doctor in school. He shares incidents that happened with her during that ride. Please welcome Prasanna Bani to deliver to us.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me start the account report. Toastmaster Jagan used 2 R's and 1 but. Both the R's and before the names, and you had to tell someone's name, you took a second and you put an R there. TTM Thomas sir used more than 5 R's, 3 so's, you know twice. Toastmaster Hemant used 2 R's, 2 so's. Toastmaster Amy used 2 so, 2 you know. DTM Guru Prasad had a clean speech. Toastmaster Tabra used 3 so. Toastmaster Priyadashni used 1 2 you know. Toastmaster Dinakaran used 2 so. Guest Suresh used 2 R's and 2 so's and 2 you knows. Guest Wilson used 5 R's, 2 so. I mean, you know, kind of, basically. We are also filler words. Toastmaster Pranik used 2 R's. Guest Nishani used 5 R's, actually twice. Toastmaster Moinak used 5 R's, 2 so's, 2 like. Toastmaster Rajesh had a clean speech. Toastmaster Ranga had a clean speech. Toastmaster Venkataseshan used 4 R's, 1 so. And Toastmaster Venkatapalli had a clean speech. Open ego.
Thank you for this detailed reporting with all the uses. Thank you. Now I'll call upon the grammarian. She is a doctor and medical teacher by profession. Working as the professor and head in the Department of Physiology, Satyabhama Dental College. She has a passion in yoga, fitness, and photography. Photography, she used to take, photographs without knowing as of now who is she. She finds the magic in the mundane activity of cooking for a family, as Venkateshan. Thank you, and please welcome Anuradha.
Good evening once again. I thank Toastmaster Sandhya, Toastmaster Ranga sir, and guest Nishana for using the word of the day, humdrum. And Sandhya has used the words elegancy, gratitude. DTM Thomas sir used lot of words. It was I found very difficult to trace, like agitation, optimistic, innovation, provocative, loyalty, thrive, sovereignty, like that. That's it. Thank you.
For your report on the language uses. Now we vote for the so, Timer, can you please tell who are the qualified evaluators? Names, please. So please vote for the best evaluator. Toastmaster Ranga and Toastmaster Venkateshan. Now, okay. Yeah. So who are the qualified tag players? Sorry. So you can also vote the tag players. Tag players are timer, Venkatapalli, accounter Prasanna Vai, and grammarian Anuradha. I'll give some 10 seconds to do that. So it's now time for my own report. So I have noted down all the proceedings of the meeting. So meeting time on started on time. Essay called for the meeting, which was on time. Presiding official mentioned about area contest and elections, and he mentioned about the service leadership, which was a new concept to us, as serving in the ExCom, which was good. One thing I noticed that people are coming a little late, so it's noisy by opening the door. So that is something which can be avoided. Please come in time. The speeches were within time, and Sandhya used very good language and concepts of inside of you and outside of you, with a purpose of life. That is an inspirational and a motivational speech which everybody would have experienced. Thomas spoke about listening to your conscience. That was an inspirational speech, and so much of content into it. So I think all would have taken it in the right perspective. DTM Sampath spoke about he conducted the club election. So we have all our new exams in place. TT Master had given very interesting topics. So he has called speakers in order of experience, so which was good. He has repeated a topic which was already told by Mr. Gurupasad. So he should avoid. Yeah. And so that's it. I don't see any other improvement in this. Over to you.
So DTM Guru just said to me that I have to call for the best role player without delivering my punch. How can I call for best role player? But please vote for the best role player. We do take some time to count because there are so many of us today. The Sergeant at Arms Venkat Palle has to get everything, and I'm putting responsibility on him. The role players are Toastmaster of the day, me. We have not yet voted. Toastmaster of the day, the general evaluator, and the table topic master. These are the three roles that you could vote for. If you give 10 seconds of time. So the wave goes that way. Nobody's going to pick this up. Now, I have 3 points. I've written it down. This was a mundane meeting. This is how a basic Toastmaster meeting is held. When we go outside, the way the meeting was conducted, we are 5:15. 5:15 is the agenda time. The current time is 5:03. So the agenda was marked at 5:15. If we were to have such meetings, let's say 4 meetings in a row, basic stuff. Look at the progress. If we could imagine the progress that we could make in terms of quality that we are producing, how it was conducted as a flow from one end to the other end, and how it will be leading for us having a set of snacks. So that is mundane in every meeting. I don't favor variety over mundane. Variety can be there, but it's not more than the mundane. We have to do these stuff no matter what. So I'd like to thank 4 people who had given me the definitions which Google could not give me. One is Sandhya, who told it's boring, the word boring. Ordinary, Renu, who mentioned the word ordinary. Regular, Saranan mentioned. Worldly, DTM Sampath mentioned. This is the meaning of it. There is no one meaning of the word mundane. It's what we take in for ourselves. And one last point, if you could go back and just in your memory lane, whatever the introductions that were given for the role players, they all found something pleasurable in the mundane. I was surprised at the answers that Ranga was, he told ironing, that he takes pleasure in ironing, cooking. If somebody had asked me, I would have said cleaning the place, cleaning my home. Saravan did not ask me for that, but I'm telling it out of my own volition. That cleaning my home is mundane task, which takes so much pleasure. Not anymore. But cleaning the home, I take so much pleasure in doing that job. When we see that clean house, there is no, and of course, lighting that agarbatti out. So these are the 3 points that I'd like to you guys to take away. If we could go back to our drawing board and see what can we do ordinary best, can we do it 4 weeks in a row? Can we write a speech for 100 words 4 weeks in a row? Boost or something that's so mundane. Take a piece of paper and see what happens after 4 weeks. Come back to Toastmasters, you'll be better in delivering the table topics, I assure you. Over to the presiding officer.
What a session we had. Did you enjoy the session?
Yes.
Okay. Please give a big round of applause for Toastmaster of the day. Now look at the timing also. It is mentioned as 5:15 over there, but Jagan mentioned that it is 10 minutes late. Okay, so we are at least fine. Yeah, good. Fine. So, what now? Exact. Yeah, we have a new XCOM, and I congratulate and wish the new XCOM a bright next 6 months. The speeches, there are 2 takeaways for me. One is focus, target. I was so engrossed in those speeches. I was looking at the target. When we started the XCOM, our target was 44 members. So I was always fixed for that 44 members. And I wrongly mentioned as 44 instead of 38. Thanks, Toastmaster Kalyan, for guiding me as well as keeping me honest. Now, I would like to, we have few guests also here. So let us hear the guest feedback. Yeah, yourself, please. Yes. Nishana.
Yes, I like the speech very much. I was thrilled to hear Sandhya's speech and Thomas' speech, and probably see the future of how I will be progressing in the Toastmasters Club. And I like the way Jagan correlated the pencil story with the refrigerator and then interacted and made it whole like a story. Last time when I came to this session, I got a question as if I am the Mahatma Gandhi, what will I contribute to the country? So I was like completely shut. What will I do? Who is Mahatma Gandhi? Right as I was thinking. Thanks to Hemant for giving that questions. And last time I was more nervous because all people are almost like strangers to me. But this time I could sense that in the table topic session, mostly all of us were laughing, interacting, that kind of a session. So I liked it very much. And we ended up having a billionaire and a crime story writer there. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And I would definitely congratulate all the newly elected. Thank you.
You have said it right. At some point of time, I thought really billionaire was the word of the day because everybody were referring to that billion word. Actually, I have to tell that today is a special day for me. Do you know why? No, not really. No. No, that's another thing. That's after this XCOM. No, not really. Actually, this is the first time after a long time I'm away from my cell phone for 2 hours because this is now recording. Because I was really thinking like I will not be having that kind of a time anymore. But definitely that is one thing. So let us call the next guest, Wilson. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, sure.
I would have been converted last week itself, but I had time to interact with him for an hour actually. That's it. So each experience, each day, each time I'm coming here, getting a good experience. So today's powerful speeches from Sandhya and Thomas sir, all actually, I mean, making you charged up and making you transfer. I mean, if not to that side, at least a 50% of that. That's what it's a motivating factor to come here. And Jagan, the way he's conducting these sessions are that really. I mean, that's all I mean, the goals to reach basically. And as always, you are and a lot of other speakers. I think now a lot of people are coming in. Earlier, initially when I came, I think around 10 people, 15 people. We have 24 people coming. So nice opportunity, and I'm glad to be part of this team now. Soon I'll be joining as a member. So
Thank you, Wilson. Looking forward for seeing you as a member. So next guest, yeah.
So this is my first time experiencing in a Toastmasters club, and especially Thomas sir, your speech was amazing. The way you did with your body language it was really attracting. Like it was too difficult to get started from your speech, and Sandhya ma'am described her speech. It was like reading a novel book. Yeah. So these are the two best. It's really awesome listening to these speeches, and this is the first time I ever spoke without a script. Yeah.
Next time you'll hear more from you on how to become a millionaire first. Okay, good. So next guest, yeah, Praneeth. Right. Yeah. Yeah, Toastmasters.
Thank you, everyone. So this has been like, actually, I'm part of Toastmasters from last 2 years. So I just shifted from Mumbai. I was part of Santa Cruz Toastmasters for 2 years, and we had a very small club. We had around just 17 members. So actually, I was very skeptical because you become a family, right? So like when I discussed with my president chair, like which which team should I join in and all. So I was a bit skeptical, but when I saw over here, there's the same warmth, there's the same affection. And I think it's at the end, it's the Toastmasters. I think the affection you get, it's the community together which you feel at home. So I think that my skepticism which was there, I think it's gone, and I think I'll be surely as a member from next week itself. So I didn't even like take my time. I just joined. I just came to Chennai just 2 days before, and I think I could join. And just one thing, right? So I just saw like how things were used to happen in Santa Cruz. So for voting, we used to do as Microsoft Forms or let's say Google Forms, so that you don't have to count it. So I think the members, they don't have to like count, and so that was a much better way. We just used to send the link on WhatsApp. So I think that can be a good way to take forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your feedback. Actually, we tried that, but only 10 voted. Okay, every time like it was around. That's the reason we wanted to be inclusive. Exactly, yeah. Guess also it was difficult because otherwise would have got your vote as well. Okay, right. Now, yeah, please. Yeah. Definitely, that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, right. Sure. Sure, definitely. Yeah. No, that's a good point. And we have both the secretaries as well as treasurers also available. So definitely we can buy that. Yeah, that's right. That's correct. Yeah, right. So have we got the best performance for today? Yeah, nice. Okay, so I have got the best performance. Everybody is best performer. Okay, but for today, like, I mean, there are few people who will be getting the ribbon for a change. So the best speaker goes to a person who has a dialogue with pencil.
Wonderful.
The best role player goes to M&M, Magic in Mundane.
New definition for M&M.
Don't read the ribbon, okay? Yeah. The best tag role player goes to the R counter Toastmaster person. The best TT speaker goes to DTM Guru Prasad.
You got the right. I did not get the billion, but at least the requirement. It's really motivating for tomorrow. Yeah.
The best evaluator goes to again an M&M, but this time it's different. The person who evaluated music in Mosquitoes, Toastmaster negotiation. With this, we have come to the end of the meeting. Number 704. And with the sound of this table, one time, I declare meeting closed. Yeah, rightly on.